Dear one, I want to talk about the noise that doesn't stop when the room goes quiet. You know the one. You can be sitting in complete silence. No phone, no television, nobody asking you anything. And your body is still running like there's a deadline in the next room. Your shoulders haven't gotten the memo that nothing is currently on fire. Your jaw is doing something it's been doing for months. You lie down at the end of the day and your mind keeps refreshing, like a page that's already loaded, looking for what it might have missed. You've probably been told to be still. Maybe you've told yourself. Maybe it was a friend, a journal prompt that wanted you to breathe deep and release and let go and be present. And some part of you heard that and thought, oh, I actually would, if I could figure out how to make my body believe it's allowed. Stillness sounds reasonable. It sounds like something a healthy person does on a Tuesday. And it can feel, in the actual body, nearly impossible. Something in you learned that if you stopped gripping, something would fall. And you have not yet had proof that it wouldn't. There's a phrase that gets handed to people in moments like this. Be still and know. Maybe someone said it to you. Maybe you said it to yourself, hoping it would work like a switch. It's part of a verse, Psalm 46. And the psalm it comes from is not still at all. Here's where the verse actually lives. Not in a quiet room. In this. Nations in uproar. Kingdoms falling. The earth itself giving way. Mountains carried into the sea like they weigh nothing. Water roaring and foaming until the ground can't be trusted to hold still under anyone's feet. That is the room Be Still was spoken into. Not a Tuesday afternoon that needed a gentle nudge towards calm. The actual bottom falling out of the actual world. So when this line arrives, be still, it cannot mean what we've made it mean. It cannot mean settle your feelings while the world is doing this. Manufacture some calm in your chest while the mountains are mid-collapse. That was never going to work. And if you've tried and failed at it, that's not failure of your discipline. That's a sign you were trying to do something the verse never asked for. The Hebrew word translated be still as harpu. While it is often understood as a call to be quiet or calm, the word carries a deeper meaning. It comes from the Hebrew root, rapha, which means to let go, to release, or to cease striving. So it's actually closer to this. Let your hands drop. Stop gripping. Stop fighting. It's the word used for an army standing down. Weapons lowered, the fight called off. It's the word for hands finally going slack after holding something too long. And here's who this was first said to. Kings, armies, nations colliding, trying to secure the world by force. Look 2 verses earlier. The wars God is described as ending, the bows he breaks, the spears he cuts in two. Be still was God telling the makers of war, stand down from a fight you cannot win by fighting harder. This was not first a word about anyone's inner calm. It was a word about laying down a fight that was never going to be settled by gripping tighter. It reaches you by extension, not by accident. The same self-reliant striving that drove nations to war drives a smaller version of war in you. The schedule, the outcome, the 5 things you're managing at once. The sense that if you stop pushing, the whole structure comes down. Different scale, same gripping, same word. Let your hands fall, even while the noise continues. Especially while the noise continues. Because the noise was never going to be the thing that stopped first. Be still doesn't mean feel calm. It means let go of the fight you were never going to win by gripping harder. Take one breath that you don't rush to the end of. Just one. Picture your hands, not anyone else's. Yours, exactly as they are right now, wherever you're sitting. Notice what they're doing. Not what you wished you were doing, what they're actually doing. Maybe they're closed. Maybe they're holding something that isn't even in the room. A conversation that hasn't happened yet. A decision you keep redeciding. A person you can't actually keep safe, no matter how tightly you hold the thought of them. That grip has a job. You gave it one. Somewhere along the way, you decided that if your hands relaxed, even for a second, whatever you're holding would fall. So your hands have been doing this for a while now. This, specifically, the held position. And they are tired in a way that doesn't show up on a list of symptoms. But you know it. You know exactly how tired this is. Here's what I want you to try. Just for the length of this next breath. Not forever. Not as a strategy. Just once. Let your hands open. Notice what happened. Not what you expected to happen. What actually happened. Whatever you were gripping is still exactly where it was. The bills are still bills. The people you love are still loved and still need what they need. Nothing fell because your hands were never the thing holding any of it up in the first place. Your grip was never load-bearing. It just felt that way. Because gripping is what fear does with its hands. This is the invitation the verse was always offering. Not perform calm and see if you feel better. Open your hands and see what was actually being held. The mountains in the psalm get carried into the sea. The waters keep roaring. None of that stops. The upheaval the writer was living in does not pause so he can practice this. And he's told, in the middle of all of it, let your hands fall. Not because the danger isn't real. Because the danger was never the thing your grip was holding back. Take one more breath. Let it be slower leaving than it was arriving. Your hands can rest open like that for one more moment before life asks for them again. Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Sit with that for a moment. I want to walk through this slowly because this verse has been worn smooth by how often it gets quoted halfway. You may have already noticed it back at the start of this episode. I said the line and stopped. That's the half quote. Most people only ever hear, be still and know. The rest gets cut off, like a song faded out before the bridge, and something true got lost in the cutting. We've already sat with the first part, Rafa. Let your hands fall. Stop gripping. You just practice it with your own two hands. So you know in your body now that it didn't ask you to feel a certain way. It asked you to stop holding on so hard. Here's what that opens up. The verse doesn't stop at be still. It says, and know. And this know is not information. Not a fact to file away the way you'd file away a date or a rule. It's the Hebrew, yada, the same word used for the most intimate knowing there is. Not knowing about someone, knowing someone. The way you know the people you've let close enough to actually see you. And this is the part worth sitting with. The kind of knowing was never something God was withholding from you, waiting for good behavior. It was there the whole time, on offer the whole time. What your closed hand cost you wasn't access to Him. It was the ability to notice Him. Full hands, full attention on the gripping. Leave no room to perceive what was already true. The letting go doesn't earn the knowing. It clears the noise enough to recognize what was already there. Be still and know that I am God. Here's the part that the slogan version always leaves out. It doesn't just say no. It says, know what? Know that I am God. Not, know the things will come down. Not, know that you'll feel better. Know specifically this, that the one who holds the shaking world is not you, and was never meant to be you. And here's what the text does not do, even now. It does not promise the noise stops. 2 verses later, the nations are still in uproar. The mountains do not unshake. Look at what actually changes. Not the volume of the world, but the location of the person standing in it. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Not the chaos ended, whose hand it was in the whole time. I wonder if some of the exhaustion you've been carrying has been the exhaustion of trying to be that fortress yourself. The waters kept roaring. the hands could still open. God was already the ground beneath it. Here's the one thing I want you to carry out of this. Be still doesn't mean feel calm. It means let go of the fight you are never going to win by gripping harder. Wherever you are right now, midweek, mid-deadline, mid whatever the season actually is for you, that is not a verdict on whether you're doing this well enough. The noise does not have to stop first. It doesn't stop for the nations in the psalm, and it may not stop for you today either. What's available to you is not a quieter world. It's a steadier place to stand inside the same loud one. I want to name the specific version of you who has been doing this. Not the abstract, generic, tired person. You. The one who has kept your hands closed around the schedule, the responsibilities, the people counting on you. Because somewhere along the way, you learned that open hands meant something would fall. And you decided you would rather be exhausted than risk it. Grieve what the gripping has cost you. The sleep, the stillness you didn't let yourself have because it felt irresponsible. The version of rest that always came with a side of guilt. You're allowed to feel the weight of that honestly, without rushing to the lesson in it. This isn't a moment you achieve once and keep. It's a posture you'll return to tomorrow, probably from the same tight grip you're in today. Open hands, pick back up only what's actually yours, and let him keep doing what only he has ever promised to do. That's not failure when it doesn't stick. That's the practice itself. Your hands were never the thing holding the world together. Open them and look at what's still standing. Specifically who? God is what's still standing and what's been holding it the whole time. Go gently. Next time on Even Here, we're going to sit inside the strongest claim this psalm makes. Not be still, the other one. God is our refuge. And we're going to ask what that word actually means for a life that, right now, doesn't feel safe at all.